Hello and welcome to the Inside Rugby preview show. My name is Mark. I'm a Kiwi rugby fan living here in beautiful Cancun in Mexico, and in this video I'm going to be previewing the game that's coming up this Sunday between Ireland and Italy, being played at the Aviva Stadium in Dublin. G'day and welcome back to all the regular viewers of my channel. It's great to have you here as always, and if you're a newbie to the channel today, welcome. It's great to have you on board, and maybe you'll consider hitting that subscribe button and becoming part of the Inside Rugby global rugby family that we're creating here on YouTube. Now, we've got a fantastic game coming up on Sunday, which is the third and final game of round number 2 in this year's 2024 Six Nations competition. It's going to be played in the beautiful city of Dublin at the Aviva Stadium, and it's going to be between the host Ireland and the visitors, who are Italy. And I've got to say, I was very impressed with Gonzalo Quesada's team and the way they played against England in that particular match. Of course, they went to half time in that game up ahead of England, and they came storming back in the second half to score a try at the death to put a lot more respectability into that score against England. So are we going to see a resurgence of Italy in this competition, and how close can they push Ireland this weekend? Well, I'm going to give my thoughts around that in this particular video. Of course, Ireland had that fantastic win against France in Marseille last week. They looked very dominant in that game, and despite all the Irish cynics on my channel who thought I didn't appreciate the Irish performance in that game, you're totally wrong. I thought Ireland played extremely well and didn't give France an opportunity at all to get into that game, dismissive of red cards or not. So let's get back on track with this game. Let's talk about this Irish team, and let's first start off looking at each of the team's selections for this weekend's game. And we're going to start off by taking a look at the Italian team that's going to travel to Dublin this weekend, and we'll start off in the backs. And it's very interesting what Quesada's doing here. There's a bit of squad rotation going on, and he obviously wants to see all of these Italian players playing in different positions so that he can build some depth and talent across this team as he goes forward. So very smart selection that he's put out this weekend, as far as I'm concerned anyway. So looking at the back three that Italy are going to use in the backs this weekend, Capuzzio's back, and he's going to be playing at fullback, and he's a real game changer, this guy. He's got a lot of pace, he's got a good fleet of foot, he can beat any defence in the world on any given day, and it's going to be really interesting to see what he does at fullback. He's also going to get a lot of work on defence, so we're going to see very first hand whether or not Capuzzio has got a good defensive manner with him. So he's going to be on the fullback position, and then on the wings we're going to see Ione and we're going to see Pani. Both played in the game last weekend against England. Both I thought did very well. Ione was running until the very end. He scored that last minute try for Italy, and he was very decisive in some of the other plays that he made. I was quite impressed with Pani actually as well last weekend, and he's definitely worth another go for Quesada in this game. Then moving on to the centres, and we have Brex and Menoncello, again unchanged from last weekend. I thought these two guys did very well, except for in a couple of defensive phases where they got caught out by England. So I think Quesada will probably be working on that this past week to make sure that defensive patterns and systems are a little bit tighter for Italy, because that's where England broke them through. So we'll see how Brex and Menoncello go this weekend. And then we've got a bit of a change in the halves, but not the one that I expected or had wanted. I talked about Gabrisi at number 10 being the weak link as far as I'm concerned. He's back in again this weekend, so we'll have to see how he goes against Ireland. But I think that's a positional change that Quesada really needs to look at with this Italian team. Inside him, we've got Varney at halfback. Another change here from the Gabisi brother, and I think this is a good change. When Varney came on last week, he looked much better for Italy, and this is going to give them some get up and go. I just think Gabisi at number 10 is not the guy to get this Italian backline away, but hey, I've been proven wrong many times before, and we'll see how it goes this weekend. So there's the Italian backline for this game. Let me know what you think in the comments below about this selection. Do you think it's a good idea to put Capuzzio at fullback, or would you rather see him on his normal position at wing? And then looking at the Italian reserve backs for this game, we've got Paige Riello. If you haven't heard of him before, he's a French-born player who qualifies for Italy through his grandparents. Kieran Crowley brought him over. He's a halfback. He's a good player. We'll see how he goes when he comes on, but he's going to be starting on the bench for Italy. Alongside him, we've got Tommaso Allen, who played very well at fullback and has been the constant fullback for Italy over the past couple of years. He's going to get a chance to come on off the bench. And we've got Mori as well, who's going to come on and be a utility back. So they're the substitutes for Italy in the back line. I think they're pretty solid. We'll have to wait and see how they go. Okay, time to have a look at the Italian forwards for this game. We'll start in the back three. Lamaro is moving into number 8 for this game. He usually plays on the flank for them. A really, really good player. Hope he keeps his discipline in check in this game. And we'll see how he goes at number 8. Now the flankers, Zuliani, a very good pick there, a big guy coming in at number 7, and Izzy Core, and I saw this guy play last week for the first time. Very excited about this guy's talent. I think he's going to be a massive player for Italy in the years to come, and I'm going to be watching him very, very closely in this game in the weekend. So Lamaro, Zuliani, and Izzy Core, the back three for Italy against Ireland. Now the tight 5 for Italy for this weekend's game is unchanged from the starting 5 from last week. So we've got Rusa coming in at lock and Cononni as the other lock. And in the tight 3 in the front, we've got Fischetti, Lucreci and Cicerelli in the number 3 shirt. So a good front row for Italy. I thought they did well against England. We're going to have to see how they go up against obviously a very experienced and powerful Irish pack this weekend. So a couple of changes there at the back for Italy in their forwards, but I think it's going to be a very, very good change. And as I say, I can't wait to see Izakor go around again this weekend. Right, let's have a look at the substitute forwards for Italy in this game against Ireland. And we start off with Nico Terra. He's going to be coming in. He's been a solid substitute for Italy for a while now. Then we've got Spagnolo, Zilocci, Zambonin and Vincent. So we're going with 5-3 split for Italy in the reserves on this game. And I think those boys that can come on for Italy are very, very big boys for a start. And they're also very mobile. So I think Quesada is looking for a big, powerful mobility team in Italy in the forwards, and that's what he's starting to build here. And as I said, very interested to see how their back three are going to go against Ireland. Now I think Andy Farrell would have sat down with his crew and had a long, hard look at this game and seen whether there was an opportunity for a bit of player rotation and giving some of his star players a little bit of a rest. And that's what this selection looks like to me. It looks like he's actually given a couple of his star players a bit of an opportunity to have a week off. So let's have a look at the backs first of all for Ireland and see who's going to line up for them. And at fullback, it's Hugo Keenan. And you can't really leave that guy out of a team, can you? He's an absolutely fantastic fullback. And let's hope he gets a few more opportunities in this game than he did last weekend. I'm sure he's going to. In the wings, we're going to see James Lowe and we're going to see Nash. I was very impressed again with James Lowe last weekend. That left foot of his is very decisive when Ireland are in defence. He's able to clear that ball out a long way and gain a lot of territory for Ireland out of their 22, and that's a very good strategy that they use for that. Moving on to the centres, and we see Henshaw back in, but we see the first change here for Ireland this week, and McCloskey's coming in for Bundy Arkey, so a good opportunity to give Bundy Arkey a rest. I'm not sure whether he's injured or not, but probably a good opportunity to give him a week off. And then we see going into the first 5 position, number 10, we see Crowley again. As I spoke in my video last week, I think this game for Crowley is a really good one. It gives him an opportunity to be building more into that number 10 shirt. And I think coming up against Italy is going to give him a little bit more opportunity than what he had last week against France and the pressure of that particular game. So a good one for him. And then at halfback, we see Casey coming in for Gibson Park this week. Gibson Park's going to start off the bench. And good opportunity for Casey to see how his development is going for Andy Farrell and the rest of the guys' eyes on him. So there we go. That's going to be the back line that runs out for Ireland to start this game on Sunday. I think it's a good one. It's a good move, I think, to bring McCloskey in and give him an opportunity and to give Bundy Arkey a bit of a rest. Let me know what you think of that decision and what do you think of this Irish backline. Looking at the substitute backs for Ireland in this game, and we've got Gibson Park, as I just mentioned, Byrne and Lamore. who are going to come on. So a 5-3 split for Andy Farrell in the reserve backs as well. Good coverage there across all positions, and I expect Ireland to lose nothing by bringing those guys on and starting them probably in the second half. So looking at the Irish back three for the forwards, and we've seen a bit of a change here in selections and also in positions. We're going to see Conan, Doris and Baird in the back three, with Conan number 8, Doris and Baird as the flankers. So again, we've seen a couple of players being given an opportunity to have a rest or not be selected in the case of Peter O'Mahony for this weekend's game. So a good back three for Ireland, and going to be interesting to see how Conan goes at number 8 as far. It's going to be in the tight 5 where Andy Farrell and the Irish team are going to want to control this game, and with McCarthy and Ryan in there at locks, they're sure to get plenty of set piece ball and be very, very tough in the scrums as well. And then going to the front three for Ireland in this game, starting this game, we've got Beelum coming in at prop, we've got Sheehan of course at hooker, and we've got Porter as the other prop. So a very good front row. Good to see Beelum getting a start. Let's see how he uses that opportunity, and let's see if Sheehan has one of those games where he's very instrumental in getting this Irish pack around the field. It's going to be very, very good to watch that. So Andy Farrell's gone for a 5-3 split as well. So having a look at the Irish substitute forwards for this game, we've got Callagher, we've got Luffman, we've got O'Toole, Henderson, and we've got Van der Fleer. So very, very good bench there for Ireland to come on and do some damage prospectively in the second half, and we'll see how Andy Farrell decides to use those substitutes in the game. So there we go, that's the two lineups that are going to come on to the Aviva Stadiums to start the game, and also the substitutes on Sunday. It's going to be a very, very good match. On the community page, as far as the vote goes for this particular game, you've said, over 90% of you have said that Ireland are going to win this game, and I'm going to be on that side as well. I think this Irish team is a very, very good team. We saw it against France. They didn't give France an opportunity in that game, and I'm sure playing at home in Dublin in front of that amazing crowd at the Aviva Stadium is going to give them that next level of motivation, if they need it, to take on this Italian team. But let's not write off this Italy team. I think under Gonzalo Quesada we're seeing the rebuilding of Italian rugby in a positive way. I know it's only been one game, but let's see how this goes this weekend, because it's a stern test up against the best probably team in the Six Nations this year, this Irish team. So I think Italy have got everything to gain and nothing to lose in this game, and that can be a very, very dangerous combination. But I expect Ireland to do this, and I expect them to do it quite easily, by 20-25 points in this particular game. And it's going to depend again on how Italy get away in the first half, in that first 20 minutes. Are Ireland going to be able to get those particular tight forwards that I spoke about being dominant in getting the ball? Are they going to win the breakdown area with Conan, Doris and Baird? That's going to be another really interesting factor as far as I'm concerned in this game. If Ireland are able to put the pressure on in that first 10 to 15 minutes and put Italy on the back foot by scoring a number of points, it's going to be a long day in the office for Italy if that's the case. But if Italy can hang in there for the first 20 minutes and keep the scoreboard down to a minimum difference, then I think it's going to be an exciting game, but one still that Ireland will run away with in the end. I think this Irish team's got far too much for Italy, both on the field to start with and also off the bench. So I don't think they're going to lose anything at all in the second half when those substitutes are brought on. And I think this is going to be the real difference between these two teams, is that Ireland are being able to go for 80 minutes at full throttle, whereas Italy might have patches of great play where they get opportunities against this Irish team. But these days in international rugby, your team needs to be able to play and go at a top class for 80 minutes, otherwise you're not going to win the games. We've seen that in the World Cup last year, and we've already started to see it this year in the Six Nations. So it's going to be a great game. I'm sure it's going to be a spectacle at the Aviva Stadium. I'm looking forward to it, and I'll be giving you my full match debrief afterwards here on Inside Rugby. So please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Give this video a bit of a thumbs up, and tell me in the comments how you see this one going in the weekend. If you think Ireland's going to run away with it, how are they going to do it? What are they going to bring as far as strategy to this game to make sure Italy are not in the game? And if you think Italy are going to have any chance at all, what must they do to be decisive against this particular Irish team? I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Okay, well that's it for this particular preview show video. I'll be back again, as I said, after all the games this weekend and giving you my full debrief of them all. Enjoy your rugby, everybody, and I'll see you again really soon here on Inside Rugby. Until then, stay safe, stay well, and it's time to say adios from Mexico. Bye for now.